There's a lot of shit going on in the world where you got, and it's more than just politics. There is like a left right look at celebrity shit, sports shit. You know, like everybody's got their opinion when it comes to a lot of things, and I'm just tired of the bullshit. Like somebody's got to just start saying it how it is. How I dealt with the pandemic is different than how you dealt with it, because I was in Georgia when it happened. Like we left the summer of 2019. Pandemic started literally like the end. Yeah, the end of that year. So being in Georgia is like, and the small town that we lived in, bro, we wasn't really like, a couple people wore masks, but we'd have to go into the main city. Like, wasn't nobody masking. There wasn't nobody 6 feet distance. Like, they did it at the school, but we were so remote. It was kind of like, you go to the gas station, it's like, hey, how you doing? Da, 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 da. I see what my mom and, like, my brothers are going through in California, standing out, waiting for their ticket basically to go to the grocery store. Like, can you explain a little bit how it was in California? Because I didn't experience the pandemic like you might have experienced it, or you did experience it.
Man, California it got pretty crazy. Like, I was considered essential, so there was the people that got to stay home and collect unemployment or whatever the heck it was, and it was they're adding on, so it was like $600 more. I don't know if it was a check or a month, whatever, but they're making more than normal.
That damn check.
So yeah, they're getting paid extra to stay home, but I was essential, so I had to drive to work every day and wear a mask 8-10 hours a day while crazy. Working. And if you didn't have the mask, they wouldn't let you work if you didn't comply, and they had all the signs up. I had to take my temperature. I had to put my head to a dot. And if I didn't pass the temperature check, then I would get sent home, which never happened. But yeah, you would have to take your temperature. But first, it was manual. Like I had to get in line. I would clock in, get in line. I'd be masked up, walk up, fill out a questionnaire by hand, get my temperature checked, and then go work.
Every day to go to work?
Every day. And that happened for about like 8 months. And then they automated it, so you would clock in, and they had like a laser scanner. You put your head to it, and then you just click yes that you're able to work and you don't have any symptoms, and then you go to work.
Bro, that's insane. An automated check. That's like Gestapo type stuff right there, bro. That's literally like prior to Minority Report right there, straight up.
And then they started having if you're vaccinated, you could take the mask off, and if you're vaccinated and have your booster, you could take your mask off. Just crazy stuff like that. If you work in the office and everyone's vaccinated but you, then you have to keep your mask on, basically.
It went from here's your option, okay. When Trump was around, here's your option to get it. If you're unvaccinated, da 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 da. And then it went to, now you're restricted if you're not vaccinated. And then it went to, now you're going to get fired if you're not vaccinated. Like, just the rollout, just constantly. So, I held on, bro. Yeah, I did not get vaccinated.
Yeah, they're definitely going with the carrot and then a whole lot of stick.
Yeah.
After that, you know what I'm saying? They're like if you don't do it, this is gonna happen, and if you don't do it after that, this is gonna happen to you. And pretty soon you're gonna be homeless and sick.
One of the craziest parts now, 2 years later, is what happens now that they're saying it's not that effective and blah blah blah. We're all unmasked and shit. All the people that lost their jobs, the military took like a 30% hit, like recruiting sucks right now. Throughout the pandemic, they defunded the police. So much shit happened while they stripped us of our right to do the normal shit. Like, people will be sitting on a beach and all of a sudden you got to get off the beach and put your mask on and type shit. Like, where's your papers? in a way, and they did that to everybody, bro. Like masking at school. I remember my kids going my oldest going to school with a mask. Make sure you don't forget your mask. Don't forget your mask. Like, bro, all to come to find out that the masks don't do shit. Literally don't do nothing.
Researchers say the results track what has been largely observed in the U.S., that states with mask mandates fared no better against COVID than those without.
Yeah, and then I had to travel during the pandemic. I think I flew to Houston and from California, and just to get on the airplane, I had to show a vaccine card.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then I landed in Houston, and it's like they didn't even have a pandemic.
Nope.
Like no mask necessary.
Mm-hmm.
And once you got the airport,
I heard a lot of places were like that. Like what was blasted on TV wasn't like that in certain areas. Like, cause for me, I was like, I'm not getting vaccinated. I don't care. You know, none of my kids are gonna get that shit. I don't care what they say. Period. So when they start talking about it at my daughter's school, and I'm like, we so remote, I'm gonna just hold off. You know, if they try to mandate it for the kids, I had already made a decision. We're gonna go ahead and just pull her out of school. You know what I mean? There's tons of homeschool programs that you can get in that aren't expensive. Like, you can homeschool your kid if you make $30,000 a year, $40,000 a year, and you have somebody at home who can do the curriculum with them. Like, it's not expensive like it used to be back in the 90s. You would think homeschool back in the day, oh shit, that's like $1,000 just to get the curriculum and the this and the that. But nah, bro, like homeschool is probably one of the greatest options we had during the pandemic deal.
The CDC said it can't mandate COVID vaccines in schools in a rare tweet. The tweet was a response to a segment posted by Fox News' Tucker Carlson.
When you are restricted of your any type of freedom, like the social credit score shit that's in China right now, like 15-minute cities, you can only be in a certain area because of your like, bro, it's the Hunger Games, legit. Like, I can't even say it any better than that. Like, that's basically how some places are around the world, and some people don't understand. Like, just this right here is crazy. Like, the TikTok bill that they're trying to pass is not just about TikTok. Have you heard about that?
Yeah, I don't know about the bill per se, but I did see the CEO getting hammered, which is a little unfair. Like, like the way he got targeted. I mean, he did the best he could in that situation.
No.
When everyone that was giving him questions all had gotcha agendas.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
That whole
Like,
that whole committee was just looking to just stomp a mud hole in him, bro. That's it. They want, it's more than just TikTok. It's
and then
every
I mean,
app.
there's a word about the data, but there's other companies been stealing your data for years.
For years, bro.
I mean, I talk about, you know, wanting to get a new car. All of a sudden, I turn my phone on, and it's like, you want a new Camry? You want a new Civic?
A new Kia, only 24 or what, 214 a month with good financing.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, bro.
And then, like, what makes data valuable is what I think about. Like, why are they so worried about them getting the data? I don't think there's any like senators, mayors, like people in the government with TikTok on their phones. Like, you know, the data that would be worthwhile for them to steal. You know what I'm saying? I don't think anyone cares about the new TikTok dance creator, what his data is gonna tell. Like,
no. It'll probably tell more than we need to know, honestly.
Like, what's it gonna say, that he watched 5 hours of Nicki Minaj Anaconda videos? Like, come on.
To create a new dance, huh? Basically.
I think we should beware of those who use fear to coax Americans to relinquish our liberties, to regulate and limit our First Amendment rights.
The thing with this, like, I don't watch TikTok. I don't bother with TikTok. I did for a little bit when it first came out while I was doing gaming, but it just got mundane for me because not only does the algorithm send you to a wild ass place if you scroll long enough, but also it's just another thing to take your attention away from what's important. Like, to me personally, like, I just growing up, I just like being a little bit more simple, you know, with the shit. I don't like having a bunch of apps. Like, I feel like I'm 70 years old, bro. Like, they might as well just give me a senior citizen fucking discount when I go places, because that's how I kind of live my life, bro. Like, I don't want to be hella extravagant. I don't need roller coasters or nothing like that in my life. But the problem I have with them trying to go after TikTok is the way they're going about it. Think of all the other stuff that we get from China, Russia, Germany, France. We get shit from our enemies all the time, and now
Taiwan.
the only made in America stuff we got left is Home Depot. That's it. But then again, we might be getting imported wood now since they trying to prevent people from. That's all I don't get. How you got forestation, right? Forestry. You go out there, make sure the trees is cool, like you replanting them.
Yeah.
Okay, so why we ain't doing that shit in California? Why we not getting rid? Well, I can't say we because I don't live there, but why they not getting rid of all that old dead shit that keep burning every year and replant? I think
Because that.
now would be a good time considering y'all got all that rain.
Oh, we're still in the drought warning.
It doesn't rain for a whole month and y'all still in a drought.
I mean, I was walking through the break room. They had the news up on the thing, and it went record highs for rain, you know, over the last week, and it was like the governor issues drought warning.
Well, maybe the governor shouldn't have released 90,000 gallons of water back into the ocean.
Yeah, make it make sense. Make it make sense, dude.
You know those trucks that go and gather water? Why didn't they just send a bunch of those? Oh, we don't know what to do with this water, so let's just put it back in the ocean.
Nah, shit, Ohio could use it.
The ocean don't need more water, like. What the fuck? When I seen that story, bro, I almost lost it. Like, I legit almost lost it mentally.
Like, the math ain't mathing right, dude.
Time when we're being asked to conserve water, the city of San Diego is releasing nearly 250 million gallons of water out of the Hodges Reservoir, not into storage areas where it can be used later, but instead into the San Diego River, where it'll be gone.
That shit is terrible. We don't know what to do with this water, even though we're in a drought. So let's just put it somewhere that doesn't need water. Hell, the ocean. And just, like, I want to know what the guy was thinking. Like, he was just like, damn, look at all this water. Let's throw it back in the ocean. All right. Yeah, send the report. Let's fuck
So
it.
you threw fresh water in the salt water? Is that
Basically, yeah.
some people just shouldn't have all the power? You know what I'm saying? Some people shouldn't have all the power.
When's it? Okay, so how many years he got left? Because I'm not even in California, and he pissing me off. How? Okay, is there a term limits on a governor? Like, you know how the president can only be the president for 8 years, period? How long can a governor be president? I need to figure that out.
Well, a governor can't be president.
Well, I mean, a governor be a governor. How long can a governor be president?
Boy, if you don't get
A governor
we
be a
gotta look it
governor.
up.
I definitely. Yeah.
Hopefully it's not more than what he's already done, because we have similar last names. I'm tired of people asking me if we're related. That shit gets old.
4-year term and is eligible no more than one additional successful term. Who was before Newsom?
Schwarzenegger?
And that was only 8 years? Did he win back to back?
I don't even know. I live here. I can't even tell you. I just remember Schwarzenegger being there. Oh, then I think it was the older white guy after that. What was?
It says governors of 36 states and 4 territories are subject to various term limits, while the governors of 14 states, Puerto Rico, and the mayor of Washington, D.C. may serve an unlimited number of times. So it depends on the state. So somebody could fucking literally be a Roman emperor over a state for God only knows how long. Like it said,
Well, if they keep winning, yeah.
It said Puerto Rico. Yeah, if they keep winning. 14 states, Puerto Rico, and the mayor of Washington, D.C. But Washington, D.C. is its own entity, though. I want to know which 14 states got this emperor status. That I'll do some research on that. We'll save that for another episode for sure.
For another time. Speaking of presidents, though, that's the. Can you name the only president to get indicted?
Let's see. The one and only Donald Trump. Can you name how many presidents should be getting indicted?
Probably over half of them.
I mean, because think about it. If they want to get Trump for some shit, then that it should be fair game for everybody else to go up to trial, right? Now, if we went back to like the 1900s or something, and they were doing what is happening now, they been would have threw him out. Constitution would have already came around, and they would have removed him. But we so far removed from politics, I call it TikTok sick. We're TikTok sick, you know. We all have short ass attention spans now. Like even YouTube shorts be too long sometimes. Like, and that's a problem. You don't get no longer than a minute. And if you can't wait a minute, then that's a problem, you know. But if Trump, okay, let's say Trump did do some shit and he go to jail. Okay. He's not for what you're indicting him on, okay? Other presidents have done worse. Way worse. Let's just look at Bush 2, okay? Junior Bush. Let's look at him. During his presidency, there were over 1 million people who were displaced due to the war in Iraq. I don't want to say, but I do want to say that he's at fault, but he can't get indicted on that. He can't get indicted on
those weapons of mass destruction.
There were none. That's it. He can't get indicted on that, lying about it. He can't get indicted on going to Afghanistan when he said he was going to go to Iraq.
On my orders, the United States military has begun strikes against Al-Qaeda terrorist training camps and military installations of the Taliban regime in Afghanistan.
Didn't he blame the Taliban from Iraq for 9/11? So why did Operation Shock and Awe or whatever happen in Afghanistan?
Well, he was trying to take over that whole area.
Oh, I mean,
contrary to resources.
Contrary to popular belief, they went over there and took over the opium fields. It's documented. Like
that, and then when we pulled out, we left everything that we brought over there.
Yeah, now, thanks to good old Joe, I forgot what his middle name is, but it's funny. I just start calling him Joseph. I don't even call him Biden no more. I just say Joseph.
What is it, Sleepy Joe?
Sleepy Joseph, man. What is his middle name?
No clue.
I forgot. My mom told me it a couple days ago. I don't remember it now.
I can't. And like all the things that past presidents have done, the first one to get indicted is because he tried to give his side chick some hush money.
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
Bill Clinton.
But let's check this out. But which is not even illegal in New York where he's getting indicted. And
it's not illegal to hush money somebody, but they're indicting him on that.
And so, like, the way they're trying to angle it is he listed it.
Uh-oh. Yep, they did it again. Oh, my God.
First of all, this whole thing is a witch hunt to me.
Yeah.
Personally, like, from the timing of Stormy Daniels first, wanting to go public, like, right before he's, like, running for president.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then now that he still has political aspirations, if he didn't want to become president anymore, they probably wouldn't even bother. They wouldn't even waste time. So, but like what I want to know, well, what they're trying to do is they're trying to indict him on this to see if they can find evidence of him wanting to commit a crime while he was president, I believe, or something like that. They're trying to backdoor him somehow.
Bro,
but it's just a witch hunt.
Isn't the statute of limitations already up on this on this situation? Because you got to think he already was the president. He went through the presidency, and then now you want to try to get him for. Why didn't you get him for it before he became president initially?
Yeah, I mean, where I'm at is like, why are you wasting taxpayer dollars going after a guy who tried to just hush a girl up like decades ago or over a decade ago? Like,
yeah, bro.
Like,
I think
how long you guys been looking?
2015, 2016 or something like that. It's 2023. Wasn't the statute, unless they're trying to go by the month and the day. Like, okay, it might be 5 years and some odd months, or like 6 years and some odd months, and they're trying to wait all the way into the end. Like the Alvin Bragg guy, the DA that's bringing it up. Why did they go into a recess for a month when he first initially brought up the indictment? When supposedly this was a misdemeanor charge, okay? Some people don't go to jail for misdemeanor charges.
And someone with his pockets is not gonna.
He's not gonna see jail time.
This is not gonna happen.
He's not seeing jail time at all. No. And even if he did, it would be what, house arrest or some shit, maybe. What the main thing is, prior to Donald Trump saying that he was gonna be the president, okay, he used to be in hip hop videos. He was in pop culture movies.
Trump. It's the Donald. Oh my God.
And, he talk shows and all kinds of shit. As soon as he announces that he's going to run as a Republican, fucking all hell breaks loose. Literally. If they're gonna get him for what they're saying, then I think other people need to get got too, bro. Like, it should just be a trickle effect. Okay, since Trump can get indicted, then we need to get these corrupt ass judges out of here. We need to get a lot of these politicians out here who are corrupt, like blatantly corrupt in a way. Some of them I might have a different opinion on their policy or whatever, but that doesn't mean that they have to be outed. Like, that's why I say I'm not a Republican, because it's like both sides have kind of fucked the American people over the past, however years. So it's like I want, like, if I do a crime, then I need to go to jail in a way. There has to be some kind of consequence to your action. And when you hold a position of power and you commit a crime, that should hold a little bit more weight than fucking Joe Schmo who stole a candy bar over here compared to the hypothetically a district attorney embezzling $13 million into a trust fund in a Swiss bank or some shit. Like, you know, the wild ass entanglements these corrupt people have, you know, but they just slap on a wrist, pay a fine or whatever. Like, why can't, of course, I'm asking the stupid questions. Why can't everything be fair? You know, the world ain't fair, period. But if you're going to go after Trump, then start going after everybody else after this, too. Because even if he was to spend like a month in jail, that's going to make him fucking president. They're not like, is it all a game? Are we being punked right now? Like, more people are going to start voting for this dude because they're starting to see the bullshit. People who don't like Trump is going to vote for him now because of how bad Biden's done. 4 years. Ugh, terrible. Go ahead.
Haven't they come out with the stuff that was on Hunter Biden's laptop that looks really bad for him?
Bro. So
is that indictment incoming? Is that what that is? Is that, or are they going to wait 5 years?
They better not.
When he doesn't even remember who he is.
Tucker Carlson still hasn't even put out the rest of the January 6 tapes. I don't know. I don't even think he can because there's so much shit going on. Like, it goes, okay, we got the January 6th, and then boom, Biden does some shit for Ukraine, and then boom, we got a train derailment, then boom, somebody's out here getting killed, and boom, we got a fucking tornado. It's like, this is the worst fucking Netflix series I'm living in the world right now, bro. Like, and mind you, I live a rather simple life, but I'm speaking from a point of seeing people really being in pain out there, not being able to afford their bills, still having side effects and shit from this vaccine or that vaccine, and it is not even the COVID. Like, it is partially the COVID vaccine, but people are starting to get hurt from other shit too, like the flu shot. Like, somebody went and got the damn flu shot, and all of a sudden,
I feel like none of that is safe, man.
Yeah, like, what do we do? Like, I feel bad for new parents in this new age of propaganda medical care, in a way, you know, because me being my age, well, us being our age now, we're literally at the age that our parents were, in a way, when back then. You know, so we can kind of see, like, you see your son, you remember when you were his age growing up, you know what I'm saying? And just the different type of world we live in. Like, how in this age of propaganda, in a way, how are they supposed to navigate 10, 20 years from now when they got kids and the doctors is giving them these vaccines and crazy shit supposedly supposed to keep them alive? You know, like, something's got to be done, bro. Like, Rome's gonna fall eventually. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, they keep using the same trick: manifest a problem to sell you the solution.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And rinse and repeat.
I always say when I have a headache, well, I don't have an aspirin deficiency. You know, am I hungry? Do I need to take my vitamin, my magnesium low? Like, it's something else. Like, every once in a while, I'll take that quick fix, an aspirin or some shit, Tylenol. But there's more to it than just trying to put a Band-Aid on the shit to make you feel better. Did the impeachment twice on Trump, and he managed to go through his whole set of 4 years. And the crazy part of it now, everybody was talking about election fraud. The shit in Arizona that's going on with that governor. Have you heard about that, right?
No, what happened in Arizona?
Bro, they had to throw out 90,000 votes because there was no names on them, but they were counted for the other governor. Is that not election fraud, bro? Unaccounted for. Well, not unaccounted for, but
no, they're accounted, but
no signatures. No signatures
invalid
on them shits, bro. That right there would have changed the tide. Carrie Lake would be the governor of Arizona right now instead of whoever the hell the other lady is. That's just crazy. And just imagine.
Whoever the hell.
Well, I mean, Bro, I'll just bring up the stories. We'll save that shit for number 2, because I'm pretty sure there's gonna be more stuff developing. There's probably something developing right now as we talk right now, like for real. This guy, I call him Pete. His name is Pete Buttigieg or some shit, Booty Edge or something like that. But I call him
Pete Buttigieg. Yeah,
I call him Pete Bootleg, cause he's a terrible Department of Transportation head, bro. Absolutely terrible. How do you? Now, of course, we're in an age of technology. Trains have been derailing for a very long time, especially trains that run on routes that's been around for a long time. But how do you, Pete Bootleg, decide to see the disaster, wait for FEMA, don't do shit?
Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg saw the broken and burned remains of the derailed Norfolk Southern freight train.
We're going to be here day in, day out.
You do some shit ass press conference. You tell the people that it's safe. Okay? Independent journalist comes out. Ask the people how they feel. This, that, and the other. Check the water. Water's toxic as fuck, and you've never gone back? FEMA finds that it's toxic and you don't go back? No, and another train happens. Another Norfolk Southern train been derailing over here.
That's right.
Over there. The barge just what is it? Minnesota, Michigan, somewhere around there. A barge just went underwater, had a bunch of methanol on top of it. You know, underneath the water. Mind you, where it's spilled in Ohio goes straight to the Ohio River. Okay? The Ohio River literally splits a good chunk of America in half. So you got something on the top part and something on the lower part on another section. So where you at, Pete Bootleg, bro? Where you at, dog? You supposed to be. And the whole argument they had, they tried to listen. I rarely hear anybody say something. Look what Joe Biden did. What a great job. It's always look at what Trump did. I never hear nobody say nothing pro Biden. But whenever somebody says something bad about Biden or has a different opinion about it, it's automatically, well, Trump. Trump really fuck with people's brains, bro. I'm telling you, they've lost it. Okay, I think they've just lost it overall. And I'm not even a MAGA dude or whatever. Like I just want people to leave me the hell alone. And I respect you as long as you respect me, type of way. I don't care whoever in politics. Don't fuck nobody over. But
same here.
So with Pete not going, he went to East Palestine, Ohio, just for that little brief minute. He hasn't gone back. It's already been close to 2 months. The shit that
it ain't safe to go back.
There's another report came out that
in like a couple of weeks, over 43,000 wildlife deaths. 43,000 wildlife deaths? Like, come on. Bro, that water is toxic.
Yeah, it's literally living death out there.
Let me just show this to people. I don't know if you're going to see this on camera, but watch this.
Like, I went to Thailand, right? When you land there, they tell you don't drink the water. And when you have a hotel room, they literally bring you in water bottles so you could brush your teeth and do everything in the morning in the hotel rooms. Because the water is that bad. Yeah. So it's like, they got to be doing something over there because the water is too bad.
Yeah. But at least they have the hospitality to tell you, hey, don't drink the water. Yeah. Here's a water bottle. East Palestine, they're talking about, oh, the water's safe. You can drink it.
Ow.
Look at all that.
Look at it.
It's all.
All right, so what mind boggles me is like, okay, you come to the scene, you have these explosive highly dangerous chemicals like in these train carts, and you probably have it contained somewhat, and you either burn it off to prevent an explosion, or you let it explode, right? But they didn't think about the effects of burning the chemicals. And if you're worried about it exploding and releasing the chemicals, isn't burning the chemicals off the same thing?
Yeah.
Like, all you did was take like a 30-second explosion or whatever, or I don't know how long an explosion takes, and just prolonged it over the course of a single flame. Like you did the same thing. You got the same outcome from that. Like, they should have found a way, or someone should have came up with a way to not release the chemicals.
No.
Just saying.
How it went down, I don't want to say that it was planned, but I don't think that they wanted any other option but to just detonate it right there.
State, blue state versus red state. Talked to us about the bungling of the train incident and told us about open politicization and criminality inside of the department under Pete Buttigieg.
We got more disasters in America right now in the past 3 years than I think that we've had in history. Just back to back to back. I understand weather. Oh my god. It actually came. I said weather, Discord. I wasn't talking of no politics now, okay? Jesus, give me a break. It came right back up.
Oh man,
red pilling out here, bro.
Don't want to, like, a tragedy or something like that happens. Isn't the president supposed to visit or something? But he never went. He never showed up.
Bro, he never went to East Palestine, Ohio. I don't know why I keep saying Palestine. Probably because Palestine, but he never went to East Palestine, Ohio. He didn't even say shit about what happened at the Christian school. I didn't hear not one fucking our condolences and da 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 da, like any other president would have done and has done in the history of America. That man said, "We celebrate Trans Day of Visibility." How do you allow yourself to be that fucking woke and desensitized to where a biological girl who wanted to be a man but still looked like a girl, who had some trauma in her life, went to the school that she used to go to, deliberately picked out and planned who she was going to target, according to the police report, or the police officer, the press conference or whatever. They still have yet to release the manifesto. They haven't even released that shit yet. But the cop said that she had other places in mind, but they were too heavily guarded, so they chose this one.
There was another location that was mentioned, but because of a threat assessment by the suspect, too much security, they...
Ding, 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 ding. Fucking ring the bell. Hey, no more gun-free zones, especially at schools. Just put the sign up if nobody's fucking armed. Like, bro, she had the other places not been heavily secured, she would have went to those other places. Like, that's enough for me to know that she was fucking psychotic and she's been planning this shit.
She definitely planned it.
Had to.
Notice I said she definitely planned it.
Definitely planned that. And one of the victims was the pastor's wife's best friend. Like, specifically targeted the best friend and then the daughter of the pastor. The only daughter of the pastor of that church. Like, And the president don't fucking say nothing? Okay, don't say nothing for the 3 adults. Whatever. Say something for the kids, bro. Like, that could have been a future number one lawyer, future number one doctor, future number one police officer. We will never know now. Could have been the next president of the United States, one of those young men that got murdered out there. And how dare anybody from that community celebrate that fucking murder? Let one of our people go out there and fucking kill 6 of their community or something. All hell would break loose. They would burn him at the stake. They would hang him and burn him at the stake with a firing squad if he did some shit like that.
How many school shootings do you think have happened this year so far?
Shit. But you got some stats on that?
Yeah.
Okay. School shootings has happened, and it's what, April 3rd. I want to say close to 11.
You're in the ballpark.
Really?
13. It's only April.
13 school shootings. Now, are they considering a mass shootings, meaning more than 4 people injured? Or is it just...
They're going off injury and death.
Fuck, dude. 13?
13, and it's only April.
How many have they broadcasted?
See, that I don't know. How many do you think happened last year?
Oh, fuck. Gotta be like in the hundreds.
No, not in the hundreds. I don't think.
I was gonna say at least like 120, something like that. How many happened last year?
51.
51. That's still too many. One is too many.
Well, yeah, we're on pace to beat that by 1 because we're already at 13. Which, as a normal citizen, there you're like, really? Like, I thought this happened like rare, like only
once in a blue moon.
News.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're at like what? 3 a month? 4 a month? Like
once a week.
It just blows my mind that they happen so often.
Okay, so that's at least 1 school shooting a week for last year.
Pretty much. So, I mean...
So we've pretty much had 1 school shooting every week in 2023. Almost so far. Literally.
So, what determines... like, the reporting on this? Like, why is one more important than the other? Because I don't think I've seen 52 school shooting reports last year or 13 this year. Like, the first school shooting I've seen this year is the one.
Is this one right here? Yeah.
Yeah. Another thing I want to touch on is so the shooter had like 2 ARs and a handgun, a vest, and was on the premises for 14 minutes before he got put down.
She. She.
Okay, we'll go with she. I'm just like it 6 people died, so it's bad. But I'm saying 14 minutes with that kind of weaponry, it could have been
a hell of a lot worse. It could have been a hell of a lot worse.
I will say that the police that responded to this incident were a lot better than the one from the last one where they didn't want to go in.
Yep. They set the standard for how you should respond. You know, there's no need for negotiation, no need for bringing in for trial. I'm sorry, it might sound archaic, but you just went in there and killed some fucking kids. I'm sorry. You don't need a trial anymore. That's low.
Right.
That's low. I can see if you went in there, and it sucks that we gotta break it down. That I have to break it down in these categories. You know what I'm saying? But once a person oversteps that bound and harms a kid, I don't give a shit what your justification is, bro. You're done. Like, for me, you're done. You can go to jail. The cop could blast you from here to fucking Timbuktu. I don't care. What happened in Uvalde, that's gross negligence from the department, period. and a lack of fucking heart. You know, if I'm in a position like that at the school or something, you know, I know I won't be because I'm not sending my kids to public school. But if I'm in a position and some shit like that's going down and I'm a police officer and motherfuckers is just standing around, I'm sorry, but how I am and who I am in my heart, I'm going to take that chance with my gun to take that motherfucker out. Period. You know, I'll take my chance. Even if I'm going to get yelled at or fired or whatever. Like, it was what, 30 minutes, 40 minutes to respond, bro? And he's just in there, just.
They would have been holding me back without a weapon. I would.
Yeah, bro. Imagine, like, what do you say to the parents? Like, even now, like with this recent shooting, what do you tell the parents of everyone else who survived there when you drop your kid off at school the next day? Or even the following week you drop your kid off at school. Nothing's going to change my perspective with you murdering 3 children. Nothing. At all.
That's just, it's sinister. That's not.
There's no way around it. There's no justification for it.
Well, I can see how, I understand as a parent myself, I can see how the other parents would want something done for like gun reform, but
yeah,
gun reform only hurts legal gun owners. It doesn't hurt
every
people
time
who get the guns
illegally. Yeah. Criminals don't follow gun laws.
Exactly.
No, I'm not gonna sit here and incriminate myself, but I don't know any criminal who would be like, let me check the gun law before I go in here and rob this store or break in this house or try to take someone's vehicle. They're not gonna give a shit. For the most part, them having a weapon means that they have a means of getting more weapons, which opens up a floodgate for more people to get weapons. Like, if 100 people in a building, one guy walks with a gun, he can control the room. You got 100 people in a building, 50 people are armed, just carrying. Nobody's doing anything wrong. They just, Second Amendment. That one guy comes in there with the gun. Now, the one guy with the gun becomes the victim, in a way. You're not going to be able to rob 50 people with a weapon. It's not going to happen.
Right.
So, but then we even got to break it down even further. Okay, so who gets access to weapons? Right? No offense, but I think that there needs to be, if you have any type of history of mental illness, you shouldn't be able to get a weapon.
I can agree to that.
Because
I'm not saying that our current system is perfect.
No, it's not. It's not. But there needs to be some oversight, because this shooter was able to get a weapon, and it was known that she had psychiatric treatment. She was already seeing a psychiatrist. There was already something off with her mentally. It's already been recorded. So she shouldn't have been able to get a weapon. Period. But then you got to go state by state basis. You can go to some states and just walk into the store like Grand Theft Auto and walk out with a piece. No nothing. No papers, none of that stuff. And then there are some places where you do need to have your registration and your licensing and stuff like that in order to buy a firearm. So how do we get to a oversight of proper gun care, proper gun training? And even if we can't get to a point to where the laws can be changed, why can't we train responsible teachers? Why we can't implement a 1-year term for the National Guard, 1 or 2 per school, for 1 year, see how that affects school shootings in America. Just 2 guards, one at each entrance. They're only there while kids are on the premises. Start of school, School is over. Teachers go home 5 o'clock. They go home. School's closed. We have enough National Guard and people in reserve who aren't doing anything right now, and people who just got out of the military who are stuck working at the Shell gas station because they're waiting for their VA or their college thing didn't go through, or now I don't want to say everybody in the military could do it, because unfortunately the effects of war has affected a lot of our veterans. So one thing that we can do is, for those who have come back and who have shown mettle and merit and still have their wits and things like that, give them a post position for, let's say, the private Christian school, and just have him protect it. Because we send our soldiers out, they become warriors, and you expect them to come back to civilian life without a warrior mentality. It's impossible to do. Give the warriors a task. If he's been at war 6 years or so, this is just my opinion, it might not work, but if he's been at war for 6 years and he's a good soldier, dedicated, have him patrol the school for 8 hours of his shift. Go home afterwards. Your next assignment is to protect this school.
That'd be an interesting idea to try to implement.
What else are we doing? We definitely we don't need a fight in Ukraine right now. I'll tell you that. I definitely ain't trying.
Not at all.
Bro, we don't need that right now. Especially with the whole currency thing that's going on right now with Russia and China and Saudi Arabia and parts of Africa teaming up together. Bro, what the hell gonna happen to my little... It's my other shorts. I was about to pull a $20 bill out right now. What I'm gonna do with this $20 bill?
Definitely not put in the banks that are closing.
Let's say Trump do get back in office. Do you think that Trump has the ability to quell the shit that's going on between Russia and Ukraine? Because he said that he'd be able to stop that war. Do you think that he would be able to fix the damage that Biden has done in these 3 years? Even if he's elected as president? I think it's irreparable.
That's lose-lose for anyone who's next.
Thinking so.
I mean, it kind of feels like a sinking ship, and fucking all the citizens are the band players.
In a way, it does, to be honest, because it's not just the president. Okay, we changed the president, but then you still got to think we have individual senators, governors, people in office, representatives, congressmen, this and that. All these state legislators who gave Trump shit the first time around when he was president. He couldn't implement a lot of stuff. He was trying to help with human trafficking and stuff, and Dems kept blocking his stuff. Like, how do you block a bill that is helping to stop human trafficking?
The big one was that pipeline that we could have used.
Oh yeah, the Keystone.
Yeah, when a gallon of gas is minimum wage.
Oh man.
Family structure back in the day, I kind of miss that. Where like, if you're a man and you have a good job and you could support your family, and your wife could stay at home and do the home stuff, but in California that's out the window. If you don't make like $100K and your wife doesn't make close to that, you're not living in California good at all.
Yeah.
You're just not. I'm just saying, like, with the amount that mortgages and rent is, and the amount of gas and
just living
everything,
in California,
just milk, like, everything's expensive here. So like, so then that goes down to your kids. So dad's always at work, mom's always at work. Like, the kids get less time with you, and it creates an interesting dynamic where, like, I feel like families are becoming more and more detached from the togetherness and all that. It's hard to explain where I'm going with it, but
no, I get it.
Yeah.
You're like the level of importance on family values. The core family value thing that we kind of grew up with when we were younger. Like, it was, even though our situations were different, like our living situations or whatever, there still was that core where you could kind of survive off of one income if you're kind of doing okay. Like, if the middle class was the middle class in a way.
To end the show, let's talk about this video you sent me on Twitter about Tila Tequila exposing the Hollywood elites.
Let's see if they actually allow us to talk about that. Yo,
so
the crazy part about it is, though, I haven't heard or seen anything from her since that video. Like, I haven't either. I haven't seen or heard anything about Tila Tequila, whatever, until she exposed it. Like, after she exposed it, like that video right there, I haven't seen or heard nothing. People are asking where the heck. And me personally, I don't even know who the chick is. Like, that's how far removed I am from like pop culture and all things celebrity and stuff like that. I just know she was famous for doing some shit a while ago, probably some explicit shit or something. More than likely, that's what. Yeah, okay. See, that's why I don't even know. So,
so what happened is you tagged me this video. I'm like, oh, Tila Tequila, I know who this is. I watch it, and she goes off on all these Hollywood elites about how she would go to parties and they'd be doing some satanic stuff. I don't even want to say stuff like that,
So,
this crazy stuff, and she's telling them that they need to find God and all that. But I was cracking up because, like, I was thinking back, like, man, I was like, I know Tila Tequila. She was always in headlines for doing some crazy things,
yeah.
And then she started off as like an import model, and then she went into some other stuff, and then she was on like some reality TV shows.
Yeah,
I think her show was called like A Shot at Love or something because her name was Tila Tequila. And then
I know it was like one reality that I know of, a reality TV show, and then I know that it was like some explicit stuff from seeing this video. Who the heck is she? Oh, damn. Okay, that's who she is. But why is she exposing? And then that's when I sent the video to you, like, bro, look at this.
Yeah, and then so she was in some reality TV, and then I think she was in a lesbian relationship with someone, some lady who I think ended up dying, and it was all over the news. And then
that's terrible.
I don't know, but it was before that. She was dating an NFL star, Sean Merriman, and then he like domestically abused her or something like that, like, or was accused of it.
That's a crazy ass story already, and I don't even know who the heck this chick is.
So I'm like thinking back, like I like these are things I'm pulling off the top of my head. So I'm like, or am I misremembering things? So of course I go to Google, and I was like, what are the bad things that she's done? Because she's exposing. So I was like, well, what are some of the bad things that she's done? So I Google Tila Tequila rap sheet, right? Of course, they're not going to give me a rap sheet of all the bad stuff, but I just wanted to see what pops up. So these are the headlines that popped up from my Google search.
No.
Tila Tequila had kids too old, looks like granny. That was the top one. The horrifying downfall of Tila Tequila. Tila Tequila mood rant in need of help. Tila Tequila attacked during late night rap show. Tila Tequila went full neo-Nazi.
Whoa.
And my favorite thing that popped up, a couple things below that, is 5 things you need to know about the Jets Chargers matchup. Below Google. As much as he's exposing, to be at the club, you got to be a part of the club. You got to participate in the club. So,
yeah, dude,
there's some skeletons in that closet. That's all I'm got to say. You can expose all you want, but don't leave out the stuff that you've done if you're going to start doing all that.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, you gotta, I mean, to wrap it up, think about it. Any whistleblower was involved in some way, shape, or form in order for you to blow the whistle. Whether you were, let's just say Miss Tequila didn't do nothing, but she was still there. And for how long she's been famous, according to, her rap sheet, whatever, her credentials, for as long as she's been famous. It's 2023 now. You've been around for over 10 years. It's a lot of skeletons for you to start talking now.
Right.
You're not just some one-hit wonder, dropped a song, and then now we don't, you ain't Fetty Wap. You've been around, So only time will tell, man. I'm hoping that, honestly, bro, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Discord probably gonna cut off and everything, but I'm gonna leave this one in the edit. I hope they finally just drop the manifesto for that murder out there for the Christian school and just release the Epstein list already. Can y'all do that? Can y'all just start dropping the files for the Biden laptop? We need to get it over. If y'all gonna put Trump in jail, just start dropping everything. Just tell us that the aliens are working in Antarctica already. Like, we're ready. Like, you can't surprise us no more. Like, might as well just drop it on us, bro. We can handle it.
Tell us about the giants in the military bases. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
just let us know.
The Nephilim and the Anunnaki. The Earth might not be round. I don't know. Hey, it's all speculatory. Episode 2, around the corner. Right?
I'm ready for episode 2, man. We'll be back.
I'm serious though. I need to know what's going on in Antarctica.
Hey, I'm sure next week there'll be a story about Tina Tequila getting paid to be quiet from Trump.
If that's the case, then Hillary's emails need to get brought back up from the Google server. They need to bring them shits back up.
Came up a lot.